Good morning, guys. Welcome to 6th Gen Farmer. It is 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and here we are, the A-team. Dad and I are going to get started combining corn today. So if you guys watched the last video of us combining the field that I'm currently leaving, I mentioned that we were combining like 27% corn. Now 15 is the ideal optimum moisture content for corn. So why in the heck are we combining this corn so early and so wet? Well, a local selling point to us came out and said that they were offering I think it was $1.50 positive basis, and then they weren't going to charge a drying fee if you delivered wet corn, because they need corn really badly. So all of a sudden yesterday, everyone in the area had switched over to corn, even though it's way too early and way too wet, because we can get such a good deal at this local selling point. So that's the reason we're doing this. And it really makes sense for us because we dry a lot of our corn anyways. We take a lot of our corn wet and we dry it just so we can get it all done. And if we just take it straight to the selling point, we don't have to store it or dry it. Makes a lot of sense for us. Just, first of all, it's a lot cheaper, a lot less hassle. You're not worrying about dryer starting on fire and the cost of LP or you know, storing it and having the center get hot or the edges get bad, or you know, there's just all these variables with storing grain. Well, storing grain is great, we do it all the time, but if you can get a deal like that, you'll not have to store anything and just, yeah, pull out the 27% moisture corn. Good thing for a nice big ditch. I can actually turn around in 24 rows. Barley. I can't see a thing. So the one problem with taking out 27% moisture corn, actually I don't know what this field is, yesterday it was 27, is you can combine at like 3 miles per hour. Usually corn we're going like 6, 7. Here the trucks start rolling in, 1, 2, 3. The one problem with 27% moisture corn and this older grain cart, our newer grain cart got fixed yesterday, but this one was already nearby, so we're going to use it again today, is this thing in wet corn squeals the belts so bad. So here I am running the tractor at 1100 RPMs, and the PTO is turning at 550. Usually you run the PTO around 900, 950. But the second you get above 550 with 27% corn, it just starts squealing so bad. And every Kinze we've ever had has done that. I think this is our third one. And then we went to the Brent and it stopped doing that. But other than that, the Kinze is a beautiful cart. Alright, that elevator closes at 10 o'clock. It is currently 9:30. So we just loaded the last truck. They went out. And I'm gonna take Dad to his car. See, here's the thing with harvest, right? Is you start in one spot and you move a bunch, and then all of a sudden there's vehicles everywhere. So I gotta take my dad to his car. He's gonna come back, fill the grain cart, so that way that's ready to go. And then I have to go load a guy with rye. We've been selling our rye seed as a cover crop seed. So we had a guy that came yesterday, got a truckload, he's coming today to get another one. I was gonna film me loading this guy full of rye. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to grab a pen and I'm going to draw it out for you guys. Show you what I was doing. So if you imagine there's a truck, okay, there's wheels. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, and then there's an overhead tank like this, and then the grain comes out like this, and it fills the trailer. That's what I just did. And then we're having them meet us back here at our scale because that's the easiest way to tell how many bushels we put in them.
Oh, that timing all worked.
Yeah, it worked pretty good. You like I forgot to film me filling him full of rye, so I drew him this picture.
What?
I forgot to video me filling him with rye.
Oh.
So I took
a picture first.
So I drew a picture so I could explain it to him. I thought it was pretty clever. Also, the wind's blowing out the wrong direction. I inhaled so much rye dust, I feel like crap. Now that we can't haul corn anymore, we're gonna switch over to beans. We're gonna drop the corn head off, head over. The bean field's already partially done because we were doing it a couple days ago, so pick up there. This grain cart is gonna stay here because our other grain cart got fixed and we're spread out enough, it just makes sense to just kind of leave this one here for when we come back. And so we use a new one, and the 9070 is already there as well. Yeah. They're all the way down. There we go. Beacons on. I think we're ready to go. So my dad and I were having a discussion last night. He was wondering if the old Kinze 1050 grain cart is a big downgrade compared to the Brent Avalanche 1396. And honestly, not really. Like, yeah, the new grain cart's nice, it has all these adjustments, but when it comes down to it, they're both easy to run. It's like unloading grain carts isn't any easier on this one than the other one. In fact, there's less stuff to worry about in the other one. And the biggest thing is the tracks and the capacity. The tracks is really nice to have, not for ease of operation, just for compaction. Stop beeping. And the capacity is nice to have, especially if you're running 2 combines and good beans, or you're in good dry corn and you need the extra capacity. So this soybean field is actually one of the ones this year that I put a prescription soybean application map on. So the population varies throughout this entire field. So it'd be kind of interesting to see how that actually equates to yield, if there's like a big drop off in certain populations, or if it stays pretty consistent to what we've seen in the past. I don't know. It's kind of a big experiment. Pretty excited to see it though. And also, you probably see a lot of corn out there. So we had a rain later in the season that germinated a bunch of the corn that was on the ground from last year. So that's what that is. It's actually, in our area, there is a lot of volunteer corn this year. A lot more than usual, I would say. Yeah. It's kind of ugly, but it's not like a weed seed where, you know, one weed is going to create 1,000 weeds next year. It's just corn. It's corn. A big lump of knobs. It's got the juice. It's got the juice. Try telling everybody about a well-known little Willie just realized I don't have the auto steer set up.
Big tire fit cause.
Nice. Huh. One open tarp later. Let's go! Well, shocker. Fix the grain cart. Go to unload. You see how there's nothing in this truck except for in the front where the combine puts stuff in? And see how there's still grain left in the grain cart? That's an issue. It's basically what we know so far is that so this has two augers. There's a horizontal auger and then the vertical auger. The horizontal auger brings grain to the front and then the vertical one puts it in the truck. The horizontal auger is not turning. And there's two belts underneath this cover right here. One is loose and we can't figure out what's broken that's making the tensioner not working. Because the cover on these things is nearly impossible to take off. So, you need to engage it.
There you go.
No.
I knew I had to go past that.
Just a second.
That was the big issue.
10 minutes of three idiots looking at the grain cart.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That's
Not
funny.
going to be on video. All right, let's see what we got.
Yeah, okay. Yep. You need to engage it. I learned something today. So my mom just stopped by for lunch, and somehow she kept cinnamon rolls warm from our house to here, which is amazing because I can't keep stuff warm out of a microwave for like 5 minutes, and she oven made these cinnamon rolls and kept them warm all the way here. Kind of impressive. Thank you, Mom. And then along with some cinnamon rolls, which I already ate, I got some sandwiches and chips, and water and Gatorade. I'm not gonna lie, like when you get to when you first start harvest season like this, like the first few sandwiches you have really hit the spot. Like it's like yes, I got field sandwiches. And then after about a month, you get pretty tired of them. But they're really good at first. Ah. Oh crap, he's actually really full. There's gotta be 600 bushel up there. Wow. Should maybe actually get moving. Come on, start your auger. You know what's not good? We see the edge of the hopper, and then like beans starting to crest it. The combines are doing some end rows again around the place here. And while they're doing that, I'm reading the comments from last YouTube video that I posted, the organic sweet corn one that got posted today. So if you guys want to leave any sort of comment or say anything, I love reading them, love interacting with you guys. Anything at all, anything you want to say, even if it's negative, I don't care. Make sure you leave a comment down below. I really enjoy it.
47.6.
47.6 acres left. Okay, so we got about 60 acres of corn done this weekend. Flip back over to beans. Just finished 180 acres. And now you guys got 47.5 left here.
You know, I got an idea.
What?
How about I go back to college for you? And you can continue the fun.
How good are you at stats?
Yeah. I took it. I passed it.
So here's the thing. So I'm not a big math guy, like, I don't know, I just, like, I was really good until we got to, like, advanced algebra, and then none of it made sense to me. And I was able to go through my entire college career without having to take a single math class, except my sophomore year I signed up for a second minor, informatics, and stats is required. So I'm taking stats, like the entry level of the stats class as a senior. And you know, I actually, so far I don't mind it.
Really?
No, because I mean, I just took my first exam. It was a two-parter. There was an in-person part and an online part. The online part I got 100%, and then the in-person part I got at least a 90 or above. They haven't graded it yet, but I felt very, very confident. I mean, it's gonna get a lot harder, but so far I'm feeling, I don't mind it so far.
Okay.
So far it makes sense to me.
I had it as a 4-hour night class in Mankato. And that was the longest.
Was that the one where the professor wrote the book?
No,
that was a different one. Okay.
No, I had it. The problem was that we had a 20-minute intermission or whatever, you know, at the 2-hour mark.
Yep.
And it was so hard to go back for the second half. And
I feel like night classes used to be a lot more common.
yeah, there was always night classes if you wanted them.
Yeah, I don't think night classes is really a thing anymore.
But then I remember that was that's how old I am. It was the 91 Twins World Series. And so I remember one night I left at intermission at 8 o'clock. I think it was 6 to 10, I think the class was.
Okay.
And I left at 8 because I wanted to see the end of the game, and that was the night they went to like 15 innings or something. So I didn't miss the game by any means. But that was forever. The clock just, it would go like this and then back again.
So now you either have a 15-minute class or an hour and 15-minute class.
A 15-minute class?
No, an hour and 15 or 50.
Okay.
And so if you have a 50-minute class, you have it 3 days a week. If you have an hour 15-minute class, you have it 2 days a week. So right now I have all hour 15-minute classes. So I have classes Tuesday, Thursday, except for stats. But I also had that Tuesday, Thursdays, but the difference is that stats has a lab.
Okay.
That's on Mondays.
So you have one day that's lab?
I have 1 day as lab.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I remember that type of thing.
No, I've had a couple like 2-hour labs, and I thought those were terrible. I can't imagine a 4-hour night class.
Yeah, night classes aren't very popular. So just why? It's just, that's forever.
I can't imagine being a professor and having to teach that for 4 hours either. That also kind of sucked.
Well, usually the stats teachers they're pretty wild, crazy guys anyway. The rest of yours too bad.
No, mine's he's a really good professor, good teacher. He's just, I wouldn't consider him wild. I'd consider him about as, what's the opposite of wild? As tame as could be.
Well, that's what I mean. I think like the Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah, Bueller.
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, okay. Usually I can get your sarcasm. That was like the first time I wasn't able to get it. Oh, funny. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to college here pretty dang soon. It's already 6:30. I got lab tomorrow. So
I get the combine back and it's throwing beans over again. Why is that?
we're gonna end it there. See you guys in the next one.